Hi guys, today I'm going to talk to you all about the Fitglow Foundation Plus. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this. So I'm a huge fan of the Fitglow Conceal Plus. So when I saw that they were launching a Foundation Plus, I got super excited because in my mind, that makes me think it's going to be similar to the Conceal Plus, except for this is a larger version, a foundation version. So I was super excited to test it out. I have tested it out a few times now before filming this video. So I have kind of gotten my thoughts on it from testing it out. And Fitglow was super kind to send me the foundation. Also, Integrity Botanicals was super kind to send me one as well. So I have two different shades. Fitglow was also really kind to send me their brush, and this brush is beautiful. So I'm gonna use this in today's demo. But yeah, first I wanna give you guys some information about the foundation. It retails for $55 and it comes in 18 shades. So here is a little look at the shade range. I feel like they did pretty good for starting off the shades. They do have some lighter shades, some medium shades, and then some deeper shades. So I feel like they do have a good range to start off. I'm sure there's a lot more that they could add, but I think it's pretty good to start. So this is said to be an herbal and organic plant-infused photo filtering foundation that delivers natural antioxidants to care for skin all day while creating a healthy looking flawless finish. So Fitglow definitely likes to kind of include some skincare ingredients within their makeup, which I think is awesome. Who doesn't want to have some good skin-loving ingredients in their makeup? Also, something to note is that the shade names for the Conceal Plus and the shade names for the Foundation Plus are the same, so they're kind of matching and corresponding. Obviously, sometimes for concealers, people like to go a little bit lighter than their overall skin tone, but if you do use the same shade for your concealer as you do for foundation, then it'll be the same shade name. For example, like a lot of times with the Conceal Plus, I would actually use it all over my face, kind of like a foundation. So that helped me figure out my shade for the Foundation Plus. So F3, I feel like was definitely better for me in the summer. And I feel like F2.7 right now is a really good shade for me. That is a shade that I am wearing today and the shade that I'm going to show you guys in the demo today. And I think that this shade works really well for me. Some of the key ingredients in here are licorice plus bearberry extract, which is supposed to be a brightening blend loaded with antioxidant properties that helps promote even complexion, skin radiance, and combat dullness. This also has heartleaf plus artemisia blend, which is clarifying and detoxifying herbal blend, soothes and calms skin while protecting from environmental pollution and blue light damage. And then it also has amber and vitamin C in here, which combats dark spots and fine lines with anti-aging, antioxidant properties to improve overall glow. So those are some of the skin-loving ingredients that are in this foundation. And then this is the Flawless Finish Foundation Brush. So if you are curious which brush this is, that is the name of it. And this retails for $26. Also, random side thing, Fitglow was also super kind to send me their Sea Ceramide Toning Mist, which I'm very intrigued to use. When I saw this, I really wanted to try it. So let me know if you guys do want me to do a video about this. Just thought I would kind of mention that. But I'm gonna go ahead right now and get into the demo. All right, so I've got you zoomed in nice and close so you guys can really see my skin and see how the foundation applies. So I think that shade 3 is definitely more like my summer shade. I think that shade works a lot better than right now. I'm a little bit more pale, so I think that the shade F2.7 is going to work the best for me. Fitglow also sent me two sample shades in the shades F2.7 and F3.5. So 2.7 is the shade I'm going to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the full size so you guys can look at the applicator and all that. So it's that doe foot applicator. It reminds me of the Tarte Shape Tape. It's a large applicator, kind of like that. And I just dot this around my face, or kind of just swipe it around my face. I'm probably going to want to build it up a little bit more, at least on this side, but I'll add more if I want a little bit later. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Fitglow brush. This brush is so soft. So I'm going to test this out, and if I need to, I'll go in with a sponge to kind of blend it out even more, but I'm just going to go ahead and go in with this brush. So I'm just going to kind of stipple it in. And this is blending in really nice. I almost feel like the brush is taking away a little bit of coverage because I feel like I've used this a lot of times. I'll just kind of like, when I first start blending it, I'll use my fingers to just kind of pat it into the skin. And I feel like that helps with the coverage a lot. I will say though, this brush is really nice and it's not leaving any brush strokes or anything like that. It is blending into the skin seamlessly. It looks really, really nice. but I feel like maybe, as you can see, you know, the brush kind of does soak up some of the product or absorb some of the product. So I feel like I might want to go in with my fingers or sponge. I mean, a sponge can definitely kind of soak up some of the product as well. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more. And right now, I would say this is a light to getting to medium coverage. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more and see if I can build this up to a more medium coverage. And I'm gonna this time start with my fingers and just kind of dab it in. And you guys will be able to see what I mean. Like, I feel like it's just giving a little bit more coverage because more of that product is staying on the skin rather than being absorbed by a brush or a sponge. So I feel like initially just like tapping it into the skin with your hands is a good way to make sure that you keep that coverage. And then once you have, you know, tapped it in a bit, you could go in with a sponge or a brush and blend it out even more just to make sure that everything is really nicely blended. So that's how I like to do it. You definitely don't have to do it like that, but I just find that doing it like this is gonna help keep more of the coverage. And then obviously you wanna blend it down your neck. And then just going back in with the brush to make sure that it's all blended in nicely. Looks so pretty. Now I have worn this before. I've tested it out a few times before filming this video. And I do think that, you know, this is going to give kind of a dewy finish. And you can kind of see it does give the skin a really, really pretty glow. And throughout the day, I definitely feel like my skin starts to look a little bit more oily. So I think that if you were to set this with a powder, this is also going to last even better throughout the day. But I do love it. It gives beautiful coverage. I would say this is a medium coverage, but depending on what you have to cover up, you can almost kind of consider it maybe a fuller coverage. But the Conceal Plus is a favorite of mine that gives amazing coverage. And I feel like this actually really is very similar to the concealer, but it is in a larger form, which I think is really nice. I was so excited when I saw that this was being launched. I was like, oh, a foundation version of the concealer. Yes, I'm all for it because I just love that concealer. But it just looks so pretty on the skin, gives some really, really beautiful coverage. Now back to kind of it getting kind of like oily throughout the day for me, and I have combination skin, and it's winter right now, so even with the colder weather, I still feel like throughout the day, the dewiness was showing up more, or it was just getting a little bit oily throughout the day. But like initially, how it looks when you first apply it, I really love the amount of glow that it gives to the skin. It's not too dewy, and it just gives the skin a really healthy look, a really healthy glow. So I really like that. But if I am going to want to make it last really well throughout the day, I think that I would add a setting powder just because it's going to help to make it last even longer and help it not kind of start separating or looking a little bit heavy. Not that it looks heavy throughout the day, but I did notice after wearing it for like 6 hours, it was looking a little bit more obvious that I had a foundation on. So setting it with a setting powder, I feel like is going to help it last even better throughout the day. But I feel like you can say that about like any foundation. Using a setting powder is just going to help it to last better throughout the day because setting powder helps to kind of lock the makeup in and helps it stay in place and whatnot, and it helps to absorb excess oils and things like that. But overall, I do really, really like this. I think it's so beautiful. Let me show you up close what my skin looks like. There's what my skin looks like. It looks so, so pretty. Obviously, you know, you can still see some of my leftover dark spots here, but for me, I feel like on a day-to-day basis, this is a really, really nice coverage. And even if I'm going out, I think this is enough coverage. You could kind of build it up and kind of spot conceal in specific places if you do want to cover something up even better. Like for example, let me just put a little bit there on that spot there, and then kind of build up the coverage just there. And you can have more coverage in those specific spots where you do want a little bit more coverage. But I think it's so beautiful, and yeah, I'm just impressed. I'm so impressed. And honestly, I was expecting to like this because I am such a fan of the concealer, and I do think that it really does sit on the skin in a very similar way. It just very much does remind me of that. So I'm a huge fan, and this brush is so nice. You don't like need it, but it's beautiful, and it feels so soft, and it definitely does help to apply the product really, really beautifully. But you could just use a sponge or use your hands and then use a sponge, or just use your hands if you want. This is what it looks like on this side. So beautiful, but as you can see, like, it gives really, really nice coverage, but it still looks like my skin. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look cakey, and it just looks so pretty. Beautiful glow to the skin. I really like it. I'm very impressed. If you guys do want to try it out, I will have it linked in the description box below. So there's my review. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you guys do have any questions about this foundation, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help answer any of your questions. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And if you guys do want to see even more content from me in the future, I would absolutely love it if you would go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see even more of my foundation reviews, I do have a whole foundation review playlist. So definitely check that out if you want to see even more of my thoughts on other foundations. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all for my next video. Bye guys.